This is a language use question. Explain how the language used in paragraph 3 reveals the narrator's physical suffering. And you need to support your idea with 2 details over here. Now, first of all, what I want you to do is I want you to pick out, there are actually 3 details over here that talks about her suffering. Can you pick them out?
I think one is my acid damaged hair, sunburned skin, and ugly scars.
Okay.
That'll be one.
So we're talking about physical suffering that you can see. Damaged hair, sunburned skin, ugly scars. 3.
Yeah.
Now, with that in mind, can you explain how this language reveals the physical suffering?
Basically, like if you take the detail of acid damaged hair, it would mean that it suggests how the author's hair has probably been discolored, as well as being it's also been turned brittle, like very stiff. So it will be very uncomfortable for the author, the narrator in this case.
So you talked about damaged hair, acid damaged hair. So this shows that the narrator has discolored or destroyed hair. So that's the first one. Now, can you craft sentences for the other 2, even though you're only required to produce 2 for this question? Can you craft similar answers explaining the suffering, the physical suffering, with the other 2 points, the sunburnt skin and the ugly scars?
Okay, so for the second detail, it would be the sunburned skin, which would show about how the narrator has, like the narrator's skin has again gone through another form of suffering, where her skin has been destroyed.
Okay, let's look at the answer. It's overexposure to sunlight. So that's how you explain it. That is the overexposure. That's how you get sunburned, right? You're getting too much sun until the skin burned.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah. So that's why you need to get down to you need to understand the essence. So in this case itself, it's about sunburned skin. How do you get sunburned skin? It's because of overexposure to sunlight. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now try the third one. Ugly scars.
Ugly scars, that would basically show about how the narrator had been cut so badly that it left behind terrible scars.
So the point about here is when you have a scar, it is permanent. It's a permanent reminder of the injury from battles.
Okay.
So can you see now how you craft the answers for this? You need to understand ugly scars. How does it come about?
Yeah.
You need to understand sunburned skin. What causes sunburned skin? And then similarly for acid damaged hair, how will the hair look? You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Language use question. This is about irony itself. So the irony in paragraph 3, use your own words to explain the irony. Okay, so here's the passage itself. Now, can you explain what the irony is over here in this passage? What is an irony, by the way?
The portion about the prep team has to make me pretty and then damage, burn, and scar me in a more attractive way on screen. Sorry, damage, burn, scar me in a more attractive way on screen. That portion.
Sorry, what is the irony over here? What does irony mean, first of all? Can you see?
It's a rhetorical technique by which the surface meaning of what is said is different from the underlining and meaning of what is interpreted. So basically, what the irony in paragraph 3 would be is the fact that the surface meaning is that the prep team would have to ensure that the author looks beautiful on screen, but the actual underlying meaning is that they were just going to really uh, wreck her whole body and telecast that on the screen.
Okay, how you could tackle this is like this. Huh? You could say, it is like on the one hand is this, on the other hand is that. If you understand that, what I just said just now. So on the one hand, they're making me pretty. And then after that, subjecting me to
Subjecting you to
more harm.
more harm.
Yeah, physical harm. So it is ironic that the team was meant to clean her up and make her look good or pretty. At the same time, she was going to be subjected to physical injury or abuse again on television.
Ah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does now.
Yeah. So anyway, you've already extracted this from the passage itself, what's shown below. Let's move on. Any questions so far?
No.
Number 9. So this one is about multicolored bruises flowering under her skin. Explain how this phrase is unusual and effective in showing Octavia's suffering. So you can see some examples of this, which is what I've extracted from the internet. Okay, that
Okay.
floral look, that flowering look, due to bruises. So now, with that in mind, can you answer this question? How the phrase is, number 1, unusual, and number 2, effective?
I think it's unusual because if you have multicolored bruises under green skin, it may not be very easy to see like how colorful the bruises are, and it'll be effective in showing how Octavia had been harmed. Like it
Okay,
would be effective in. It would be effective. Sorry.
You need to guard against rambling. The thing now is, the word over here is asking you, what is unusual about this? So there are bruises, and yet the sentence also talks about flowering under the skin. So when bruises, is it pleasant being bruised?
No. Oh, okay.
Now can you?
So the phrase is unusual because bruises are generally look very unpleasant, but yet are being compared with how is being compared with the beauty of a flower.
Okay.
So this would, but at the same time, it's effective in showing how Octavia had many big and ugly bruises.
Okay, let's look at your first sentence itself. So you can see over here, it is unusual because bruises and flowering are opposing images, right?
Yeah.
The bruises conveys a negative emotion. Flowers blossoming conveys a pleasant or positive emotion. Now, what makes it effective? Attempt your answer again and then let's see.
Basically, it's effective in showing how Octavia had been hurt terribly. Isn't it something along the lines of like how big the bruises were?
Yeah.
Which conveys about Octavia being hurt badly or many times.
Okay. So you're kind of like hitting around the answer. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's look at this. So it's effective because it shows how the suffering resulted in bruises, injuries, which were numerous, which is what you mentioned just now.
Yeah.
Right? Creating colored skin. So the bruises were many, creating colored skin like this, just like flowers blossoming. So you need to put yourself in the mind of the writer.
Yeah.
You obviously wrote it in a particular way, in this way itself. Why would you say it this way? So if you understand that, then you'll be able to explain this better. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on.